So, my brothers and sisters, what we are not is like everyone else. We are so unique. Even today, I entered a Wicca store in today somewhere in Belgium, and the woman who was working there, she said, "Where are you into?" Because I was very interested in everything that was for sale. I saw a large statue for sale from Baphomet. And I was a bit like intrigued, about Baphomet, because he's a deity that is very much connected to dragons. The reason for that is because Baphomet is wisdom, knowledge. Even the Templars worshipped Baphomet. Baphomet can be described as a god that is being seen in both male and female, appearances. And also, he is also seen as the purest of the balances, but also the purest of the wisdom and the knowledge. It's actually a tsunami of knowledge if you actually worship him. And that is why they also executed the Templars, because they no longer wanted to just obey the church and obey everything they said. The Templars were actually much more devoted to other deities, such as Baphomet. That is why Baphomet was also very much demonized by so many, even to this day. That is the same way and also the same reason why the dragon is also so demonized by the same company, you can say, because the church, the company, you can say, and everything needs to be demonized that is not the church, that is not being listened to them. But both Baphomet and the dragon, they are not easily to tame at all. And that is why I was so much intrigued by this statue of Baphomet. Not that I'm going to kneel down before Baphomet, because dragons don't worship. And that is why dragons don't say, "Don't worship, you don't need to worship me." But it's sometimes stronger than myself, because I still have this human appearance. And just like Baphomet doesn't ask you to worship. Baphomet only asks you to find a balance between light and dark, but balance between female and male, balance between fire and water. Actually, Baphomet was worshipped because of all of the wisdom that Baphomet had to offer. And that is also what the dragons have to offer. But unlike the dragons don't give this to just random people. They don't, and that is what Baphomet actually did. Baphomet came before the Templars and also tried to share the wisdom with them. And with all of the wisdom that they shared and also gave to the church didn't want any of it. Even though there are still signs inside of the Vatican that you can see that Baphomet had influences in this, because of the Templars that also spread the wisdom of Baphomet. But Baphomet and the dragon are, like I said, not that much apart from each other. And I also, in this Wicca shop, I also saw an image for sale, alas too expensive, from the human version of Tiamat was for sale over there. And I thought that was so beautiful, but it was too expensive. And I said it to her. I said to her, have you got something, draconic, so that she had a couple of things, but not things that I was really into, things that I didn't already had. Because once I want a dragon image, I want it to be perfect, just perfect. But I almost actually was desired to buy the statue of Baphomet. And it's unfair, my brothers and sisters, that he now is seen as actually pure evil, while Baphomet actually wants to put all of humanity with the wisdom and knowledge and compassion. And what is wrong with that? Of course, nothing. That is why it's actually a very good idea. I'm sorry for the church. It actually wants to stop me for saying this. But in fact, Baphomet just wants to spread wisdom and knowledge with humanity, so that they can finally be a wise creature, that they can actually also are going to be evolved into this wise ancient good being for this earth, that they can take care of it. And that is the only difference between the teachings of Baphomet and the teachings of the dragon. The teachings of the dragon is solely meant for you and no one else. And that is why I say The dragon's eye is very sacred. Only you, it's only meant for you. Call it selfish, and it's actually not. Because the dragon says all of the wisdom to you, and it's up to you to spread all of that wisdom. You don't need to say it's coming from the dragon. No, it's all yours, because you yourself are a dragon spirit, so you can also do this. Baphomet is not like that. Baphomet is just spreading it all to an entire Templars. The Templars, my brothers and sisters, supposed to be the guardians of the challenges, the spreaders of Christian lore, and they were all changed once they heard the lore of Baphomet. Baphomet is not at all like, I mean, in this Wicca store, I never saw an image of Christianity or anything like it. I only saw images of Baphomet, the dragon, witches, and all of these deities that actually witches, also including Tiamat, my brothers and sisters, in human form but with dragon wings. Ah, goddess, why am I not a rich man? But yeah, it's not about all of that. It's supposed to have that you have Tiamat with you, Tiamat in your head, and I have all of the respect for Baphomet. And it's not fair, for example, that Baphomet is being demonized so much because of the wisdom that he had. You know, the church is actually a company that needs to be maintained, and in this maintenance, you have to demonize all of the other dragon gods, or just the gods in general, because that is what Baphomet is. Baphomet is the god of wisdom. Baphomet is the god of spreading wisdom, while actually also the dragon gods are this as well. But dragon gods, or dragons themselves, they just don't give it to anyone. That just is there. I mean, with dragons, it's only inside of your dragon eye. Dragons are not easy actually to let them trust you, because dragons don't easily trust anyone that they don't know. They trust you because they know you. And even you can actually very much hurt them by not recognizing them. But Baphomet is different. Baphomet comes to other people and spread the words of wisdom and knowledge and evolution and things like this. Baphomet is actually a god that should be worshipped. Of course, with me or us being on a dragon's path, we do not need to worship anyone. Only being by our side, we have the knowledge from our dragon side. But yeah, I was actually thinking in this store for having this Baphomet image, but it was a bit too expensive as well. But this Baphomet image might as well be having a place on my dragon altar, because that is also what I desire. With all of the things that the dragon is saying to me, it's all comparable to what Baphomet is saying to people. You know, true gods, they don't demand worship, and neither does Baphomet or the dragon, especially not the dragon from anyone else. They don't need worship, because they are already all powerful. I mean, who in this world is there and said, oh yes, I worship Baphomet. Baphomet is amazing. No, Baphomet is the demon, according to, well, you know, even Baphomet is so much demonized that he became the symbol of Satanism. Satan and Baphomet are complete different entities, even though it's completely the same for Christianity. And that is what we need to get rid of, my brother and sister. Get rid of all of the lies that they told us, all of the lies that they actually raised us, and that we finally listen to the ones who have real knowledge of the world, life, other sides, knowledge and no lies anymore. Like the dragon or Baphomet, they don't have anything to gain or to win with just having you by their side. Nothing at all. They don't have power, they don't have connection, or what? Yeah, they have connection. You can actually do that, my brothers and sisters. Try to actually invoke Baphomet inside of your rituals, if your dragon allows that. Because every dragon is different, so it can be that your dragon might feel jealousy or not good, because they are saying all the wisdom to you. So why do you need another deity for wisdom, for another side of the wisdom? And dragons can be like this. Of course, I didn't do that, but I am very much sure that the dragons and Baphomet can actually go through the same door, because they spread the same knowledge, they spread the same wisdom. And, and also, dragons themselves are very much demonized, so much also that even the slaying of the dragon means the slaying of paganism. So that is where it, we need to slay our dragons. Can you even imagine that, my brothers and sisters? We need to slay what we actually are. And that is also Baphomet's reaction to it. Why do you need to slay something that is actually connected to you? Why do you need to slay your own soul? You don't need that. You don't need to slay them. You need to have them with you. And that is Baphomet actually saying this. Baphomet is saying, whatever is fitting to you, you need to have that closer. In fact, whatever Baphomet's reaction was to us is actually to be closer with our dragons. The closer that you get, the more that you are complete inside of your circle and your heart. Is this evil? Not at all. Because I don't know anyone in this world who asks money or power actually to worship Baphomet. I do this with Christianity or Islam or whatever religion, they do it all the time. But with Baphomet, it's not. And that is why I say to you, I'm sure of it, Baphomet is actually a very intelligent deity, a deity of wisdom. That is what his name actually suggests. It's a tsunami of wisdom. A tsunami of wisdom that we can use as humanity. Wisdom, knowledge, compassion. Exactly the same what I received from the dragon. And I hope that you also receive that from your dragon.